Hey guys, what up? It's GooseTV here again today, and today I'm back with another Madden mobile video on my channel. Now today's video, guys, we're highlighting some of the most important parts from the stream we had today. The next stream for previews of Madden Mobile 21 was today, and they previewed overall and archetypes and how they work together. Not specifically like how overall is going to work, but how overall and archetypes work together. There's not a lot of info here, but I definitely want to kind of highlight some of the main important parts that they showed and show you guys some screenshots and things like that. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on my post notifications so you never miss any of my videos. I was out of town like the whole week, so I've got a bunch of post notification shout outs for you guys. BBCH Gaming, Zach Crotty, MMH got 2 of them, and JJ Fox. Be the first person to comment on a video for the next video's post notification shout outs. There's also a stat on YouTube that says 65% of you guys that are watching my channel are not subscribed. So if that's you, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of my content. Alright, so, like I said, from the stream, they talked about overall and how archetypes will affect overall and how that's exactly going to work. I wrote down a few notes, have a few kind of questions to ask you guys, and let's get into it. So, I kind of put these screenshots together, showing a couple different players. So, let's start with John Ross here, the first screenshot. So, first of all, they said this is not final art. I'm not even sure if this is going to be the art. It looks obviously very similar to, to how right now it looks. They said it's probably not going to be final. They just whipped together something for the stream just to make sure they could show us this. So just note that it's probably not the final art, and I would hope it's not, because it's very, very similar to this year. But yeah, so this is an example. We got 2 screenshots of, as you can see, the exact same card of John Ross. Power, we're not talking about that here. We see the overall is different. They have the same stats and different overalls. Now, they did say that the overalls and the stats are different as well. Obviously, it's all a work in progress. The stats are different with different well, we'll talk about that here in a second or whatever. So archetypes are gonna play a little bit of a different factor with overall. So obviously this year archetypes were a thing. If you didn't know, basically if we go back to my screen, you can see okay, Madden Max is an archetype, so that's kind of not fair. But like, for example, the offensive guard, it's a power offensive guard, or for a wide receiver, this AJ Brown is a slot wide receiver. So basically right now, these players have specific archetypes. Let's see, Odell is a route runner wide receiver. So those are different archetypes. Basically, what the archetypes tell you is how the player plays. Obviously, the overall is the general, just, this is in general how the player is going to play. Just a roundup base kind of showing of how the player is going to play. But the archetype kind of tells you which stats are the best. Obviously, Madden Max is its own because all stats are the same. But it kind of tells you like, in specific scenarios, which stats are going to be the highest and which is his best, what is his archetype, basically. So that's pretty cool right there. But with the same overall, cards had, different with the same overall archetypes, different archetypes, they had the same stats, everything was the same. So they wanted to kind of make archetypes a little bit more important this year. I guess they have a little bit of a bigger boost on overall, or a bigger help. So as you can see, these are 2 different examples of John Ross cards. So first one is a slot receiver, and I don't even know which stats really go into being a slot receiver. But then there's also a deep threat, which is the 69 overall. And obviously, John Ross is a deep threat wide receiver because he has such good speed, release, everything like that. So, archetypes are going to have a little bit bigger boost on overall this year. I think it's going to be a little bit heavier weighted. I'm not sure if you can switch. That's one question I had. Will you be able to switch the archetype to make their overall better, or make them in certain positions? Will you be able to switch them into different positions, like wide receiver into tight end, or switch them around the field? I'm not exactly sure. This could potentially be true, so we'll have to see on that. And then let's move on to the next screenshot, which is Tom Brady example. We got a 77 Tom Brady and an 81 Tom Brady. Once again, the stats will most likely be different at different, archetypes and overalls. So his Tom Brady's field general archetype has a higher overall than Tom Brady's scrambling quarterback archetype, obviously. And it kind of impacts, or it kind of follows how the NFL kind of works, how Madden console kind of works. And yeah, so that is about it. That's kind of what they showed us today. These streams have been just showing, you know, one small aspect. We're going to start getting a lot more stuff next week. I'm really excited for it because we're going to see card art or some sort of art on the game. I'm guessing we're going to see card art. We're going to see some other things. I'm really excited for that. That's going to be really cool to see, and I will obviously have a video out when that comes. But that is overall on archetypes and how they're going to work together. A couple other notes that I wrote down. This is the biggest thing. On the screenshots that we saw, there are no schemes. Now, once again, they said this is not the final card art. They just whipped something together. Maybe they forgot the schemes or something. But here is what I was saying back when I made wishlist videos, is that they should make scheme tied to just tied to the coach, or you choose your scheme just in general, but it doesn't affect, like, your scheme isn't on each player. It makes, you know, tons of different versions of each player. It's only affected to your playbook, not, you know, anything else. So in my opinion, that could be happening here. I know they said schemes are returning, so they're not just dumping schemes, but schemes could be just tied to a coach. They're not tied to the player, and you need to have a certain amount of players or whatever. So I think that might be what we're seeing here, and archetypes kind of take that, you know, that overall kind of power. I'm not exactly sure. I don't have any info, but that is just my thought, that maybe schemes will not play as big of a role this year on the specific players, rather more than your captain or your coach or something like that. Not exactly sure, but we will have to see really what that does. So don't have much more for you guys. I just wanted to show you guys this real quick and kind of talk about, let me know your thoughts, and if you have any questions in the comments below, and I can do my best to answer them. I'll go through all the comments and everything later and respond to all you guys. So other thing, let's read on the gridiron notes. The final note says prolific players who can do it all. Players such as Julio Jones and Aaron Donald, who plays on the field transcends typical archetypes, will function a bit differently. Aaron Donald as a D tackle or D end, Julio Jones as a slot or deep threat receiver will have different archetypes, but could have excellent stats persist since they do everything at an extremely high level. Potentially, this does lead us to maybe being able to switch players around to different positions like you can in console. We will have to see. And we don't have anything other than that. So like I said, any questions, anything like that in the comments below, let me know. But that is just about it for this video. I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did, make sure to like it and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I'm the Goose TV, and I'm out. I'll see you guys later.